Welcome to the Snagz by Julie tutorial, and I'll be showing you how to do a sandwich bag, a reusable sandwich bag with a lining just using the serger. I'm going to break this up into parts, Hollies, just so it's easier for me to edit. So let's get started. Okay, part one is the fabric. So I have two pieces of fabric, and this is my standard size for sandwich bags. I cut this 8 inches by 16 inches for both the outer fabric and the lining. The lining fabric I'm using on this one is a PUL, or a polyurethane laminate, or they just call it PUL at the fabric store. And you can get this at Joann's. And it's got, you know, this smooth side, and then there's what the back side looks like. So the smooth side will be what we consider the right side when I fold this. So I'm going to take these two and I'm going to join them right sides together. Let's see here. I'm trying to do this with one hand. Okay. All right, so right sides together, and right side is the shiny side on the inside facing the right side of the cotton fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and line those up. Okay. I love saying that. Kids don't get South Park references anymore. So here we go. And then what I'm going to do is take the serger, and I'm just going to serge the short ends on both sides. Okay, and you can use the blade on the serger, which I think is good for beginners. I always have my blade on. But down the road, if you want to kind of have that extra fabric, you don't want to, you know, cut off that 1/8 of an inch, you can always serge it without using the blade. But I'm just going to use the blade because I'm not too comfortable yet, because it gets a little wonky. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this over to the serger, and you get to see my serger. I'm going to stop this here and we'll go to part two. Okay, Holly, we're in part two, and I went ahead and clipped. I don't know if you have these clips instead of pins, but they are wonderful. So you don't puncture your lining fabric. I just put those there to hold these together. And there's my serger, one of the twins. And I'm gonna go ahead and serge down the short end, and again on the other side. And I'm gonna do that quickly and then come back to the camera, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hold this. So I will do that, and I'll be right back. Oh, and before I do this, I want to show you quickly how I deactivate my blade. So I open this up on my machine and open this side up, and I use this lever. And see, there's my blade. Hold on. Oh, gosh, okay. There's my blade. So I just push it in, and then I will deactivate it by pushing this blade up, by turning this over here, and then I will do the opposite if I want to turn the blade on and off, which I just started doing. I wasn't comfortable before, but I'm just starting to use it and not use it. Okay, I'm back, and I went ahead and serged the short ends, so this side and this side, and now I'm going to turn it right side out. Let's see if I could do this with one hand. Okay. Okay, all right, so now we have this right sides are out. So right side out, and what you want to do is, now you want to sharpen these edges. So you want to like fold it where, you know, you want to have them flush, I guess, and maybe iron them a little bit. You can iron the cotton side and just make them pretty tight. So I'm going to go do that now, and I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and ironed the ends just so they were tight and sitting flat. And now what I'm going to do is just take the regular sewing machine and I'm just going to top stitch on the top here just to keep it together, make it look a little nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and top stitch it with my regular machine. And I just use like a wide stitch. Doesn't have to be like a tiny one because sometimes that will bunch up the lining fabric. So just use like a, you know, a wide straight stitch. Okay, I went ahead and let me see if you can see this. I just stitched down the side with over the top with the straight stitch. Same on this side. And now we're gonna shape the bag. So what I'm gonna do is flip it where you're looking at the lining. That'll be the inside of your bag, and you're gonna just flip this up and then maybe a little bit more, and then just kind of flip this down. You want to make sure these touch up here so there's not a lot of gap to let the air in, and then you just kind of shape it like an envelope. So just have it again like this. I'll probably take those clips and just clip the sides here. And then all we're gonna do is just serge through the top, through the sides. And so I serge these, and then I'll do like a machine stitch on top too, just to keep it secure. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, Holly, this is the finished bag. So what I did is I serged the sides, and you go through all the layers. You just go through the top of the envelope, this side, and then I took the sewing machine and just straight stitched over it. And I'll show you how this opens. It's got a cool, see if I can chin hold this. Ooh. Okay. So to open it, just fold it back, and you've got a little nifty snack bag. This one's fun to make because it is definitely the quickest. I looked up a couple companies that make snack bags. One's called Marley's Monsters. I found them when I was looking for companies similar to what I make, and this is very similar to what they make, probably because they can kind of mass produce it. So I included a kit in your box to make the same thing, same fabric. Let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. All right, bye.